What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about things that are weirdly popular in Britain. I don't really have any clue what kinds of things we're referring to that are both strange from an American's point of view, I assume, yet popular in Britain. I think the only thing that would pop into an American's mind would be tea. How much tea and beans? tea and beans. I don't know. I don't know what else is weirdly popular in Britain. Is there an American equivalent to stuff in this kind of category? Like how much Americans like to put ranch dressing on everything and use miles and yards instead of meters, like that kind of stuff? Or I don't know. I'm very interested to see weirdly popular stuff in Britain because I don't have any clue what to expect, which is always the best way to go into something, right? Okay, so with that being said, let's see.
For this list, we'll be looking at things that are popular in Britain but can appear unusual to those from afar. As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Right.
What may be commonplace on our shores can seem peculiar, if not downright unacceptable, to other cultures.
Ooh, unacceptable. Is there going to be anything on this list that's downright just taboo, just unacceptable in America? I doubt it, right?
Number 10, mixing up the metric system.
Well, the metric system in general. I mean, I feel like if you take science classes in America, which, plenty of Americans do, and they go on to university, take science, they teach you to use metric measurements. And then there's this small sect of Americans who then are like, what's going on here? Metric system's great. Why aren't we? What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? We should use the metric system. But, America has to be unique and special and got to use miles and yards and inches and Fahrenheit, It is what it is, I guess.
For the most part, we British have made the bridge from old to new and embraced the metric system.
Wait, what was Britain using before the metric system? Was it using a system similar to what America uses? Is that called the imperial measurement system, right? Imperial measurement? Imperial units? Yes? Did that start in Britain? Could it be? Was first defined in the British Weights and Measurements Act. My God. My dear God. What have I done? What have I gone and learned? That I've been calling it the American measurement system. And then I was like, wait, but America comes from Great Britain. So it would make sense that the imperial measurement system started in Great Britain. Okay, I can't, my mind's too blown. I can't think about that any longer. Okay.
But we ardently refuse to measure long distances in anything other than miles.
Yeah.
Britain birthed the imperial system in the first place, and we're not about to relinquish it fully.
Yeah, just to make me feel stupider, the narrator's like, yeah, imperial system's from Britain, idiot. Okay, I mean, I just never thought about it, honestly, and I feel like it was never really brought up in class or anything. What do you know?
Although we measure most liquids in litres, with milk and beer, we still like to use pints, or sometimes both pints and litres depending on the situation.
I mean, that's another weird thing. In America, we do use liters for soda, and pints a little bit, but mostly gallons and cups. So it's like a weird hybrid. But I took enough science courses to think like, obviously the metric system is better. So that's just me.
Pounds and ounces, or kilos and grams. It depends how we feel on the day. Confused yet? Yep.
Wait, so British people are okay using pounds? Or, like, kilos?
Or kilos and grams. It depends how we feel on the day.
Wow.
Confused yet? Yep, you should be.
I'm confused. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Americans are... No, they're not like that. I mean, Americans never use the metric system ever. Ever. Yeah.
Number 9, roundabouts.
Turned into a roundabout.
Roundabouts.
Britain loves going round in circles, and no, we're not
Hey, roundabouts are awesome. You never, hardly ever see a roundabout in America. They confuse people, chaos starts, people get scared. Americans get very scared when they come across a roundabout because it's very rare. But I lived in an area where there was a roundabout for many years, so I got very good. I trained in the art of the roundabout. And once you start using roundabouts enough, you come to the conclusion that they're actually awesome and like really efficient and very like cleverly designed, but America never implements them. We just have stop signs everywhere, stoplights everywhere. It's like a living hell. Bring on the roundabouts. The fact that that's weird, considered weird in America, is bad. I don't like that. So good for you, Britain.
referring to international diplomacy. Although France has the exclusive bragging rights of having over half of the world's roundabouts, the
Wow.
UK has more per road than those across the Channel, or
There you go. So it is fairly popular in Great Britain, which is cool.
more than any other country for that matter. But are they really so necessary? Everyone
Yes.
else manages to avoid Blues Brothers style pile-ups without them. Perhaps they're just long-standing jokes
Look, I mean, they even look cool. Like, I never stopped and appreciated the beauty of a good roundabout. Yeah, I can't say enough good stuff about a good roundabout.
made by British road designers, or an elaborate excuse to bust out the spirograph they got for Christmas last. Number 8, Cheeky Nando's.
Cheeky Nando's. Is that like the name of a brand? Or a restaurant? We're looking at food, right?
It's Friday night, and we're all feeling a bit peckish, lads. You know what that means. A Cheeky Nando's.
Cheeky Nando's. Cheeky is, you know, that's another thing Americans associate with Britain. The word cheeky. Because we never use the word cheeky, ever. Unless we're being a little cheeky. In which case, it's just a paradox that blows our heads off. But seriously, I like the word cheeky.
Said no one outside of Britain ever.
Hold on, what'd he
A
say?
Cheeky Nando's. Said no one outside of Britain ever. Sure, Nando's restaurants can be found worldwide, but the chain has basically become a British institution.
Nando's. Cheeky Nando's. I like the name. It's fun. Cheech, no, cheek. Cheeky Nando's. Wherever the Nando's is, extra cheeky. I like that meme. Oh. Wait, used by Brits to torment confused Americans? What? Whenever they explain what it means using the British slang. Cheeky Nando's, a song by Buzzy Ray. What? Nando's is a food chain. Wait. The name of the chain is Nando's. Why are we calling it Cheeky Nando's? It's to confuse Americans, and it's working. It's to confuse me, and I'm confused.
Just compare the UK's 280 plus branches to the much bigger USA's only 40 outlets.
Oh, there's actually Nando's in America? Okay.
When you're a bit tired of Sunday roasts and fish and chips, some Portuguese-style chicken dishes are the obvious alternative.
I mean, it looks good.
Nando's marinades are available in supermarkets too, so you can have that peri-peri perfection even if you're having a night in.
Is Nando's... What's so weird about it? It's just popular in Britain, and I've never heard of it? Is that why it's on this list? That would make sense, I guess. Is this place good? Do British folk like Nando's? And why is it cheeky?
Number 7, the
Wait, why is it cheeky? What's going on? What's going on? What does cheeky mean? I mean, I know what cheeky means. What does cheeky Nando's mean? I'm hungry. And then your mate says, "Oi, lads, let's go to Cheeky Nando's." And you're like, "Gaz, you're a ledge." I don't understand half of that, but I think the place is called Nando's. And Brits like to call it cheeky Nando's? Why is Nando's so cheeky? I don't know. Why is it so cheeky? I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay, well, that is weird.
The garden shed. Inhabitants of more spacious nations may simply store their lawnmowers and other gardening equipment.
Wait, a garden shed? I don't know if a garden shed is that weird. It's just a shed for keeping your stuff.
Inhabitants of more spacious nations may simply store their lawnmowers and other gardening equipment in their garages and such.
That's true. Most people do put their stuff in their garage, not garage, whatever a garage is.
But in the UK, every square metre, or that is every square foot, counts, and a shed at the end of the garden can be highly practical.
Okay. I mean, that can be practical in America too. I agree with this one.
In addition to the norm, however, some residents have decided to pimp out their sheds, even adding some homemade bars, art studios, or saunas to them.
Whoa.
If that wasn't extravagant enough, the phenomenon...
Wait, there's a fad of building a garden shed or installing a garden shed and then making it awesome with like a little spa or a sauna inside or something? Is this a thing? It's pretty cool.
has been rewarded with a Shed of the Year competition.
Shed of the year.
Number 6, public drunkenness.
Wait, this is This is popular in Britain? Public drunkenness? This is something that Americans stereotype like more with Irish people, I think. So it would surprise me to learn that this is just a British thing. You like to be drunk and in public? Okay.
We may be admired by the rest of the world for our many traditional English pubs, but with a lot of drinkeries come...
That's true. If I've learned anything, it's that Brits love their pubs. In another video, one of the top metrics for measuring a great place to live in Britain was the number of pubs, like per square mile, you know?
comes a lot of drunkenness. And traditionally enough, we Brits have seemingly no shame in getting unabashedly intoxicated in public.
Hey, I mean, as long as you're not really hurting anyone, causing public alarm and distress, I don't really care if you're out, like, being drunk in public, as long as you're not doing anything absolutely crazy.
Particularly when there's a World Cup on. In fact, any sporting event will do just fine. Cricket, rugby,
okay.
darts, the list.
I see now. It's all coming together. I mean, Americans can get pretty much the same way when the Super Bowl comes around. Some football. American football, not European football. But anyway.
Goes on, with the crowds getting merrier and merrier. And that's not to mention music festivals, or royal weddings, or every lunch break at work. Number 5.
Wait, every lunch break? What did he say?
Music festivals, or royal weddings, or every lunch break at work.
Brits are not getting drunk during every lunch break at work. That is not true. I don't believe it. And if it is true, that's some coping mechanism, and probably some long-term health implications. But who am I to judge?
Number 5, the downstairs toilet. No.
The downstairs toilet is popular? Well, good. I say the more toilets, the merrier. American homes have downstairs toilets. Is this different?
Only are downstairs toilets untraditional in most places outside the UK. They're often not even referred to as toilets at all. Apparently, going to the bathroom is the more polite substitute for when one's in need of the lavatory. It's easily lost in translation for an outsider in Britain though, as the so-called downstairs bathroom, as in toilet, doesn't usually include the supposedly expected tub and shower. But
okay, in America we call this a half bathroom, where it just has a toilet, and they're fairly common in houses. Something you can stick downstairs, where it's just somewhere to go to the bathroom. Yeah, and they're extremely convenient.
Beyond that, the downstairs loo is actually seen as an ultra convenience in the UK, negating the need to climb the stairs every time you need to go.
Yeah.
Number 4, football stickers.
Football stickers. Soccer. I'll call it football, out of respect. So, British people like football stickers to stick on their car? Their stuff? Like what?
Why collect stamps and have all those images of the Queen in a scrapbook when you can compile football stickers and have the likes of John Joe Shelby
Okay, it's kind of a collecting thing, kind of like baseball cards, or if I had to try to relate to this, football is just not popular in America to follow. It's popular for Americans to play football. Absolutely common, lots of football leagues, but there's professional football is just not followed in America at all on any mainstream level. So we certainly wouldn't have like stickers that we're collecting because we're just not following it. So I get it though, I get it.
smiling out at you against a super shiny background. And if you don't have the album at hand, you can stick your face
Whoa, okay. No, this is kind of fun. It's like collecting Pokemon cards or something. You fill out your little album book filled with all your favorite football stickers. Okay, all right, it's fun.
favourite player on anything. The possibilities are endless. Many a football fan grew up desperately trying to complete their Premier League sticker album.
Okay, is this more of a young kid thing, collecting all the football stickers of your favorite team? That's cool.
There were always seemed you were one David Seaman away from victory. It's a rite of passage, but it does get a little weird when grown adults shell out hundreds for that Derby County left back they desperately need.
Actually, that doesn't surprise me at all. You can find that. You can find that anywhere, you know. Adults, you know, can get whatever your hobby is. Like, I don't really care. If you want to be an adult and collecting football stickers for hundreds of dollars because it's your interesting little passion or whatever, like, go for it. I say go for it.
Number 3, Eurovision.
Eurovision. I have no clue what that means.
Eurovision isn't the only thing in Britain that's popular despite us not being very good at it.
Eurovision? What is it? Wait, what is it? Not Cheeky Nando's, but Eurovision. Song Contest. The Eurovision Song Contest, often simply known as Eurovision, organized annually by the European Broadcast. So it's a singing competition. Okay, cool. I've never heard of it.
See international football. But all the same, the UK has won Eurovision far more times than the countries within it have taken the World Cup home. And
Wait. Okay, so this is a European competition, and the UK has won it many times, which is pretty impressive.
despite us not being very good at it. See international football. But all the same, the UK has won Eurovision far more times than the countries within it have taken the World Cup home.
Hey, I mean, it's better than nothing. If you're not going to win the World Cup, I guess you can take pride in really destroying the competition in Eurovision. I mean, it's cool.
And far more recently as well.
I've just never heard of this.
British entries to have conquered Europe's mushy pop scene through the years include Sandy Shaw's Puppet on a String in 1967 and Katrina and the Waves' Love Shine a Light in 1997.
Is this kind of like Britain's Got Talent or American Idol, where if you do very well on this, it can extend into like fame and popularity on the musical charts, like in the UK? You can get famous off of this if you do really well? Probably, right? That would make sense, especially in the modern day.
There have been some low points, but that won't stop us throwing Eurovision parties every single year for the rest of our lives. Will it?
Okay.
Number
Okay.
2,
That's kind of fun.
Pancake Day.
Pancake Day. Americans would love a pancake day. Americans love pancakes. It's just that Americans don't put a lot of effort into their breakfast. We'd rather just like dump some cereal into a bowl and like mash it down our face as fast as possible. Or like a bar, you know, a little cereal bar or something, run out the door, eat it. But when we have time, we appreciate a good pancake. So we'd certainly participate in Pancake Day.
Shrove Tuesday was originally a day for Christians to make a confession to their priest ahead of starting a 40-day fast.
Okay.
But similar to how Christmas has essentially become an annual excuse to binge on turkey, Shrove Tuesday has become an excuse to shove your face with fried flour smothered in butter.
You know what? I don't care. Give me any excuse to have like a like a day dedicated to just stuffing my face full of pancakes. Americans would love it and definitely participate in it. It'd probably turn into some kind of pancake eating contest or something. Where, yeah, don't get me started.
Hence its better known name, Pancake Day. It
Okay.
is celebrated elsewhere, being more bluntly known as Fat Tuesday in the US, but not
Fat Tuesday. I've heard of that. He's trying to say that it's very popular in the US or known, but I wouldn't say so. Most Americans have heard of this term. Oh, for Mardi Gras. Huh. Yeah, we mostly just think of it in terms of Mardi Gras, which has been called Fat Tuesday, which is Pancake Day? Is that correct? The heck?
Not many take it as seriously as the British do. Until you've seen or compete in a pancake flipping race, you just haven't lived.
Oh, pancake flipping race.
Number 1, second-hand stuff.
Oh, secondhand stuff. This is interesting in America, because either you're in a position where you simply have to have secondhand stuff passed down to you for financial reasons, which is fine, great, or you're in a better financial position, but you just love to go to thrift stores and antique shops and just try to purchase secondhand stuff because it's cheaper and it's just fun. It's just something Americans do for fun. To buy secondhand stuff because it's like vintage and old and unique. It's got a like certain look to it. So Americans have an interesting relationship with this.
Sure, everyone's got in on the act of purchasing and selling second-hand goods for discount prices in the 21st century.
Yes.
But long before the internet took over everything, Brits were hoovering up deals at their local car boot sales. These aren't subtly trendy thrift stores a la America. They're
Yeah. Oh, okay. You got me. All right. Yeah, that's exactly how it is in America. It's like a trendy thing. It's like, I'm going to go to the secondhand thrift store shop to try to find a cool, like, button-down shirt because I think it'll make me look trendy and hip. That is actually the motivation for a lot of people.
good old-fashioned, no-nonsense bring and buy bonanzas. If there's
Okay.
not a boot sale on, there's an abundance of charity stores to rummage through. And
Okay.
when we Brits aren't poking around for the perfect pre-owned purchase, we're watching daytime TV shows where people sell the contents of their attics for a profit.
Like Antique Roadshow. I love those shows too. They're popular in America. If you've heard of Pawn Stars, with a pawn shop sells antiques, and Antique Roadshow where they sell their old stuff. It's just like addicting. It's got the history and the money part of it. Oh, perfect.
No bargain goes unhunted in these parts.
Okay.
Do you agree with our picks?
Yeah, I agree with those picks. That was Watch Mojo UK. Wow. I liked that. Very nice. Very nice video. That was fascinating. That was a good list. Stuff that's weirdly popular in Britain. I didn't know what to expect, but I really enjoyed that. I actually loved most of that stuff. Like, I think all that stuff, it's true. It is popular in Britain, and Americans are like, it's not how we do it here. But for a lot of that stuff, we should do it that way in America more. Like, if I look at the list, the metric system, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Roundabouts, yes. Yes, please, roundabouts. I don't understand Cheeky Nando's, but heck, we'll take that too. Garden sheds, why not? Public drunkenness, it's pretty frowned upon in America. Although in bigger cities, you certainly see it, and it's just kind of like, whatever. As long as you're not trying to tackle me to the ground. Downstairs toilet, which is like a half bath. Yeah, we have those. Football stickers. Seems fun. Probably not going to catch on in America. Eurovision is... I mean, we love reality singing competitions. So, unfortunately, by definition, we'll never be a part of Eurovision. But seems cool. I've just never heard of it. And Americans are very interested in antique thrift store shopping. That is a very fun thing to do. So I really enjoyed this video. I think most of the stuff is actually pretty cool. So yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this one, me reacting to British, UK culture, stuff, places, things I've never seen, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.